Hola. This is our things we picked up in Bath. It is a petite haul. Say
Petite, I like that.
But the retail, like as in like shop retail, is just like it's so mind blowing that we thought we'd do a little haul. We show you some brands. You might have seen them before. You might have never seen them before. We'll talk about the retail of the brands, so you get an idea of how much these things would cost retail, which you can maybe, if you want to, not forcing you, to factor into your selling price or the way you look at comps, etc. So on and so forth. So it's just a few pieces of clothing and 2 pairs of shoes, which will commence right now. Let's go.
What are these?
These are APC.
This very really happens, the tags still on, so this is really helpful.
So we paid £8. We haven't processed them yet, can you tell? But these are really cute. So they're like a wool tweed, like knee length, tailored, short, cropped trouser.
Like a cropped trouser.
What would you call them? They're kind of wide leg.
Not jodhpur necessarily. What would you call it? Like when it's kind of cropped, like pedal pusher, but like higher.
They're not. Yeah, no, well, pedal pushers like
long shorts.
Capri. They're fully lined, which is a nice thing. But they are like a tweed. They're wool, tailored. Very chic, very Parisian chic, isn't it? Like,
yeah, very much
with a white shirt and like a beret, maybe. Anyway,
obviously they're 100% more.
100% more.
They're made in Poland as well. Obviously dry clean.
So retail on these bad boys would be anywhere between £200 and £250. We paid £8.
We'll be trying for.
Well, I'm going to put the comps up. I'm going to put comps up of APC. But I'm probably going to try for about 150.
Based on the fact that these are wool as well. It's quite a stylish piece. Like you can get basic tees from APC, which could go for like 50, 60
It has
quid,
got a really good cult following, APC.
Yes, it has.
For their utility wear, for their sort of like practical, like hard wearing pieces. It's a very cool, high end, I'm going to say hipster.
It's not hipster necessarily, but like hip brand.
Yeah, like someone who's got like style, I think. Anyway, next up is Run Holtz. I always say wrong. I'm going to put it across here. I always say Rundles for I was talking really quickly. There's Run Holtz. So this was the second piece we found in the footage, if you've seen the Bath video from yesterday. This is just sort of like a tunic top. It's got an asymmetric pleated bottom, like hem, which is nice. It's got the really like, I find their sleeves are always really long. So if you feel that you want to, you can measure the length of the sleeve for the customer, because I know they're meant to be sort of like either low on your hand or a bit like ruffled. They're sort of like wear it how edgy. You want to wear it.
I was going to say things like this, like we get asked about measurements all the time, and a lot of our listings, to be fair, we don't put measurements in, correct? No. But something like this, I would actually spend the time to measure, or at least if someone asks, is really important. But just on the basis that, like Bethany said,
it's unusual.
It's not just a kind of a regular length cuff. Yeah, it will be different for the sake of the item.
And it's got the button details. Also, if you look at the shape of it, it's almost like got this like darted corset style.
Yeah, it cinches in for sure.
Yeah, 100%. So in this piece, the label is just the black. I always say they look like seatbelts. But it's like a chevroned, thick
almost looks like canvas almost.
Yeah, so that one is this. They do vary, and we will show you another piece in a minute. Sometimes they say black label, sometimes they don't. This has no other branding on it, except for, you'll notice it's an extra small, but if you learn to know their wash labels as well, that helps.
Yeah, a couple of times actually.
No end.
Once you see this, you'll never kind of forget it, and the quality of the label is there. But once again, if for example sometimes these are destroyed, like as in they are like can be washed so much. Vary, though. So do try and remember this as well. So like it's a basic wash label, but even just the fonts and stuff.
They do vary. In knits, we've had a smoother one.
We've had a heavier one too.
Anyway, we paid £3 for this. Retail on this kind of piece from this brand would vary between 200, 225 to 250, depending on style. The more like sort of elaborate patterned, etc., the more expensive. I'm gonna list that one around 130 to 150, but I will put in eBay comps for this item. For some of the other ones, I may vary the comps based on what website what website they would sell best on. So this is another Run Holtz piece, and you can see from this, you can't really see, but
you can't see at all.
They make it hard. It says black here,
says black up here at the very beginning of the sentence, and label here. You can probably see the label just about there, but once again, this is the same brand, but look how cool these are.
Yeah, so we paid up on these. So we paid £25 on these.
Yeah,
but the main selling point for us We'll talk about this in a minute. But the main selling point for us is they're a very large size. Not very large, but they're a larger size than a size 8. And they've got like notes of very like what's the word, like heritage British sort of iconic things. We've got the telephone on the back. I think this is meant to look like some kind of like newspaper style. It's got that sort of like spotty Liechtenstein, which I know is not British, but Liechtenstein art look, pop art, yeah, like really sure. Andy Warhol, that kind of vibe, but he didn't do the dots, Liechtenstein did. Anyway, and it's got the Queen on the front there. What else? I think it's got a stamp on it. Are you saying?
Yeah, a stamp, sorry. Yes, it does.
There's a stamp somewhere.
They got like it's like a zip. They've crazy zips both sides. And it's really nice. It's a really nice piece.
If you watched the video yesterday, then you'll know that on the tag, basically they put, this is the shop we go regularly. They put sell on eBay for £80 question mark, no exclamation mark. Well, I looked on eBay and they sell for about 165. So I can only assume with this and with most charity shops, not all charity shops, with this they look at listed items. I mean, some people are quite savvy and clued in, and they do look at solds, etc. But once again, it's going back to how you look at solds and how you want to price your item, etc. So on and so forth. So although it says 80, we pay 25. I'm going to list for 165, 175, and I do expect them to sell very quickly, just because of the style.
This brand always does,
and the brand always does. But you do be on the lookout for different labels, because I know, like, as resellers, our brains, like my brain especially, I'm like, when I'm scanning, it almost clicks. It's like a feeling like it clicks in your brain. Yeah, so if you're looking for something else, you might, it might not click. So be aware of brands with different labels.
For the same reason, look at that. Like, if you are flicking past fast, like how are you going to notice what that says?
To be honest with you, I only picked it up because I sold the t-shirt version of this.
So you did a print.
It ombres.
Yeah.
The stripe colour ombres.
Grey to white almost.
Yeah, but it's long sleeve. It's all about brown. It's a size.
I thought it had some embroidery somewhere.
It's got like a little logo on it. Yeah. It's a size large, which is fab. It's got like a little X on there.
Cool.
These retail for about 150 off the top of my head. I will put retail pictures in if I can find it, if it's currencies or anything like that. But these sell really strong and really fast for about £60.
Like you said, they're known for this kind of gradient stripe.
Yeah.
It's called a gradient.
I'll see what I can find. I know I did a t-shirt for 55 and it was short sleeve and it was like that really thin cotton, it's like relaxed fit.
And this is kind of it's a thicker, yeah, for sure. Thick.
So I'm confident about that one. Next up is this, and I didn't purposely fold this because I thought
we've lost the other bit.
Obviously it'd be funny watching him untangle it, but he did that really fast. Darn it. This is just a hush dress.
It fell out, to be fair.
I don't mind picking up a hush. I still don't.
Like that kind of.
It's got like a V.
Can you see that?
It's like diamond, sheer diamond pattern.
Yeah.
And then the bottom is like.
I'm going to show you that quickly.
It's got a cami in it.
But it's just the camis are always double labelled with these as well, so I'm just get rid of that.
I always, if I have spare camis as well, I sell them separately, because not if I find them in charity shops as just a cami, I sell them in case someone needs a replacement.
Yeah, sometimes you'll think the charity shop might think that was a dress for sale because it has its own label.
So. Yeah, if you show the bottom, it's like hold it up.
Sorry.
It's like pointed there on the hem, and then it pleats out. It's almost like a drop waist, sort of like 1920s, like Art Deco, is it? Like flapper?
Yeah, flapper, very much so.
Is that 40s? I don't know. My time era is vintage.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Probably like 20s, no?
Anyway, that was £4, and I think that would be an easy 30-35 on eBay or vintage. Doesn't matter which.
Okay.
But it's really cute, isn't it? It's really cute. So we still do always pick up bread and butter brands if they got like something. I like something.
They've got to be different. They've got to be reasonable, and they've got to be really stand out.
Or just a really good basic, like a Breton or stripe.
Yeah.
Or a jean.
Yeah.
It's those like weird things in between, that you don't really know what.
Yeah, and I would say if they're items which sell, even if they're kind of wackier looking, but they would sell, like you just said, whether it's denim, whether it's I don't know, like a specific kind of stripe, or just something that's in right now. For example, I said the other day, you can sell any brand chore jacket at the moment and it will sell.
Yes. So next up is Majestic Finishers. I am saying that correct. This is a blazer jacket, but as you can see, it's got this, I call it a wave pleat. I bet it's got a special name. It's quilted, navy blue quilted. These coats jackets retail anywhere between £250 and £300. Very underrated.
I've got to say,
high end brand.
We have a lot of quilted stuff, like we sell a lot of quilted stuff, whether it's barboard, there's more high end high street. Not a lot of luxury companies actually do a lot of quilted, unless you're like Max Mara or someone. Yeah. But this, honestly, it feels so good. I don't think it's down, but it does feel, the actual quality of the item does feel like up there, you know?
These sell really well in the US market. I know a few trickled through TK Maxx at one point.
Yes.
However, these in the American market on eBay, these are comfortably selling for about $150. So I am going to push it, and I'm going to try and get American market in the UK.
What was this price wise? Sorry.
Retail would have been about $250 to $300, depending on style.
Yeah. So this is quite wearable. Whether you're going to wear it as like kind of like a core blazer, like as in blazer
cool,
style, or just as a jacket, like with like a high neck, like a sort of neck kind of. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's fun. Anyway, we paid £4 for that one.
£4 for that one.
150-ish back.
Once again, like these retails, like this is another one. Maybe talk about this retail, because we were talking about this earlier.
Yeah, so they sell this one on Harvey Nichols. This is Velvet by Graham and Spencer.
Not to be confused with Mint Velvet.
No, and it's one of these ones that's sort of like, it is all over the place. It is like blah, blah, blah. But if you go on their retail website, inserting, or you go on to Harvey Nichols, basic shirts of this nature, but like floral and stuff, retail for like $200 to $250.
I also love this. Mad. I love the kind of like.
I love
They do that a lot on their shirts too.
But I like the colour. It's a half button, so like a schmocky
kind of
style
dusky
cotton.
pink.
Dusky pink stripe, very like I think it gives that PJ trend, you know, out
very much so.
I
actually think that's where that, maybe not the style, but the shape of the pocket is like, that's a very PJ pocket, isn't it?
Yeah, it gives me Scrooge, but like in a really like fashion way.
Like a nightcap, candle holder.
Yeah, I'm gonna push comps on this. I'm gonna go for 8. Once it's steamed and looking beautiful, I'm gonna go for 80.
Cool. And once again, like the we were talking earlier, as you just said, but like the retail on some of these items specifically, where a lot of people, like, it sounds funny, but I mentioned this the other day, when you're talking about retail of some items, maybe sometimes you don't know, even like I said, we were talking how much is this, how much is that, and we were kind of guessing, but it's insane the difference that from what you would actually think, because what you see them go for in the second-hand market, if you will.
This is Ariat, so this we paid £8 for. We buy Ariat. It sells very quickly. So Ariat is a equestrian brand.
That's the logo.
Popular in the States, horse riding and all that fun stuff. They make like padded armory things. They make actual boots.
Down
they make
jackets.
Actual, you know. But this is like a base layer, like a, you know, like fitted windbreakery thing.
It is. I actually quite like this. Look at the quality.
What does it say? Technology equipped wind and water protection, soft shell, designed in the USA.
Boom.
Anyway, so £8. These at retail for about 100, 80 to 100, and their coats can go anywhere up to 200. But they sell very, very quickly on the second-hand market for us, anyway.
100%. I mean, this is a Aria Tech. This is kind of like you see, like a tech jacket.
Tech.
Tech. What I was going to say was, what's quite funny about these is it's a very I don't know, like you say, it's what was the name? What was the kind of type of clothing?
Question?
Yeah. So, but a lot of the kind of classic stuff and the stuff which sells well, or you see a lot of, is more kind of what I call old school equestrian.
Yeah.
The heavy downs, the leathers, the tweeds. That's why this is kind of cool. I'm interested to see how this sells, because once again, if you think of Aria, I don't really think, I'll be honest, in a kind of general way of more techie kind of items, but it's really cool.
It's massive in the States. Huge, humongous.
Yeah.
Next up is this. This is very, very special.
I got excited about this one.
I'll insert a clip of us finding it in the store here. So this was £7.50, and I said, Austin, I found a Ralph Western shirt, right? And I was looking at it, and I was like, it's really heavy. Like, it's so heavy. It's pearl snap, and it's all fully like
lined.
Like
it has
what's the word called?
Edging? Yeah, edging.
Trim. What's the word called? Not beading. Oh,
Like
piping. Anyway, and it's in this country floral, so striped floral roses on it.
Oh,
and I thought, oh, that's really nice. That's particularly nice. Anyway, it's just heavyweight for cotton. It's like bizarre. It's like really heavy. Anyway, I showed Austin the label, and he said, "Oh, look at the sleeves."
Yeah.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. The shape.
That's so nice. Anyway, it's a proper Western shirt. And anyway, so I looked up the label to just get a full clarification. So this is made in Italy. Ralph Lauren country, right? So it's actually linen cotton blend, right? So this label is very.
I'll put it up here because once again it's a label to be fair you wouldn't have seen, or if you have seen, you'd seen very rarely.
So this is a very special label. So Ralph Lauren Country was a pop-up style store that happened in the 90s. It was sort of like love child of Ralph. Like it was his like baby, wasn't it?
It was kind of double RL before double RL existed.
I was going to say this was discontinued very quickly, the pop-ups,
and instantly bought out
double RL. So the theory is he refined it down to WRL, and everyone knows WRL is.
Just to let everyone know as well, double RL in general, I know like a few people mentioned it recently that, you know, it has the higher price points for Ralph, and that's the stuff you want and all the rest of it. We all know Navajo prints, blah, blah, blah. What I would say as well is for a lot of people who maybe are unaware, the reason why double RL sells so well and the price point is higher is a lot of the time, in comparison to all the other kind of sister and brother labels, if you will, that Ralph Lauren owns and deals with, which we mentioned in, I think, a previous video, is double RL is pretty much a lot, like as a loss leader. He doesn't really make a huge amount, and I know this sounds hilarious and everyone's going to be like, Ralph Lauren makes no money. But it's more his love. It's like that's his aesthetic. If you ever see a picture of him, he'll be in a blazer with a cowboy hat or leather boots or beaten jeans.
Yeah,
or that. Like the suit pictures you see are usually at events. Like he just is a total kind of, he's a rancher. Like that's his vibe, and with a little twist. So why I'm going to this detail and telling you this is. The people who buy this are more kind of, it sounds funny, but almost like Ralph fans and fans of that aesthetic, which is, once again, his main aesthetic. So not only be aware of, obviously, double RL, but this specifically, I've seen this a billion times. I've never seen it in the wild and purchased it ourselves, ever.
Not double RL.
I've bought lots of Ralph in my time.
This label, not double RL.
Yeah, that one.
It's it's extremely high quality. It's extremely over designed, do you know what I mean? Every inch of it is done. Like,
bear in mind that that's obviously, like you say, it's 90s, right?
I can't explain the weight of this sleeve. I cannot explain it to you.
This shirt would never ever, like, it would cost loads and loads and loads of money, but there's never a time that I can think of which that they would have made a lot of money on making it. It would cost so much to make. Look at the detail. It's insane. It's like looking at like a really classic old
look at that on sleeve.
It's gorgeous, isn't it? Look at that. It's like looking at, you know, like when you go to a museum or like a real old vintage shop who have like stuff from like I'm sort of 100, like antique almost. Yeah. It's that kind of fabric. And the tailoring is just, it's obscene.
I'm a
fanboy, but I'm just saying.
Are including pictures of the stores as well, because the double
RLs
are their own stores. Just like this is why it is to be believed that this was like the prototype for a double RL, this label,
and the fact
because
that, like,
it was a pop-up store that then disappeared and double RL
came along.
So it's just called Country. WRL Country, authentic dry goods. And for anyone who knows, obviously, he makes the stores look like old-timey, like Western film, Midwest convenience stores. You know, where you have all the apothecary jars and leather chairs and
well, like I said, we'll put some pictures up because it's really interesting, because they're actually like, it's the only, I was saying this the other day as well to you, it's one of the only stores I know of in the universe which not only has a high-end kind of retail as it does, like I'm talking £1,000 for some of the shirts, but also on top of that, it looks like a basic vintage store.
Yes,
a cool American one, but a basic one nonetheless. It doesn't look like anything fancy. And from the outside, apart from the logo in, you actually would think you were just passing a regular vintage store.
There's one in there's actually one in
Covent Garden?
No, not Covent Garden. Carnaby Street, off the back of Carnaby Street, near
Barber.
If you go past the Great Frog, London, Anyway, so bearing in mind this is women's, so obviously women's is less
If this
desirable.
was men's, it would go nowhere, I'll be honest. I'd keep it just to keep it.
And it is a size 8, but it's very generous. Like, I'm not a size
pockets,
8.
Though. I know I'm going on, but like, look, is that leather?
No.
That's stitching.
It's stitched.
Oh, look at that. I just want to show, because that's just impressive. this is, I'm not talking about this stitching, I'm talking about each and every individual strand. It's just amazing.
They just don't come up a huge amount. So basically it's a women's size 8. But you know what, a small man could fit into it if they wanted to go down it.
Yeah, for sure.
Could 100%.
Yeah.
It's 100% small, isn't it? It's an 8, yeah. Anyway, so
sorry for the like, you know.
Yeah, fangirling.
Yeah.
So this is going to get listed. There's not a huge amount around. It's a rare label. So this, and I think the pattern as well is exceptional, right? With the roses in it.
Even that though, like, I don't know if they'll catch it at home there. Look at this.
Yeah, it's
like the ghosting.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're going to list it for 200.
200.
Yeah, 200.
And you know what? There are you'll find bits and pieces, but because once again that embodies everything that small brand for that small amount of time is.
It's like
I'll just wait. It's
like
fine.
A collector's piece.
It'll get it.
We found these in the first shop. I take full credit. Totally found them.
I don't take any credits. That's fine.
So these are some shoes. These were £12.50. These are from a brand called, I have to read it because I can't pronounce it. Proenza Schuler. Anyway, so these, for anyone who doesn't know the brand, I will put logos up. I will put information up for you. These are as new, tried on. I would say they still got the paper in the toes. Like
I worked, as most of you know, I worked in Jimmy Choo for a few years, and to be honest with you, that like we would bring things out the storeroom which had been tried on more than that. You know what I mean?
Anyway, so they're white. They're a white leather. They've got the velvet bow. They've got these silver like cut out ring details that go around the top of the foot, and then they've got like that disco heel hexagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. I don't know what shape that is.
Octagon plus 1. Let's leave it at that.
Octagon plus 1. Decagon.
Something like that. No,
I don't know. If that was right,
so these were
£12.50. What does it say? New on it?
Yeah, new.
Yeah.
What's amazing is this shop, and I very rarely brag
it's a boutique
about this, but this shop is the kind of shop which, as a reseller, you go in, like, honestly, they have some amazing stuff. They charge crazy prices as regards reselling. Normal prices, like, they're decent. They are. If you're gonna go buy it for yourself, I'm not complaining. I don't want all that kind of backlash. I'm not what I'm saying is, from my point of view, going in there, I'm like, oh, I can't get that because, you know, we're looking to resell. These, like, it was almost like a ha-ha moment. And I know you shouldn't say that, but I just said it. Like, the reason we do this is to find things like this and for this kind of price. Because, Bethany, talk to me about the retail of this exact shoe.
£600 to £700. I have seen a pair of these, and I'm not going to, in transparency, I have seen a pair of this style in TK Maxx with a bigger heel, but this heel.
Yeah.
Because I remember seeing the heel and thinking, wow. And they were £400 in TK Maxx.
Yeah.
Because I
promise you, I was just showing the tip weirdly, and maybe people think what we're doing, but like
there's
on a
no
white
damage.
shoe, there's like no damage at all on this shoe whatsoever. So once again in TK Maxx, like, we've all been there. If you find a pristine shoe, especially the kind of high end,
good luck.
Like, they look like, I've said it before, they look like they've been kicked down the stairs, most of them, don't they?
Yeah.
You know?
Anyway, so I'm going to list these on Vestiaire, comfortably at about $4.30. It's a bit low on eBay because, well, eBay. So I'm going to list for, I think I'm going to list for 4 and see what happens.
I mean, that's strong money, and once again, we won't go crazy, but there's room for an offer there as well. Then, I think for a lot of people, like, the condition, as in, like, pretty much brand, apart from the box, the only thing that would be better if they had a box. If they had a box, I'm looking at 5.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot more. And that sounds stupid to a lot of people, maybe. That maybe don't grasp the fact that obviously when you do have a box, sometimes with just regular trainers and stuff, it would make a little bit of a difference. With something like that, because people collect them, it's like if you're a trainer collector, you're more likely to buy a boxed pair than you would just a loose pair. It's
also an occasional use shoe. I mean, white in general.
Although on the flip side, it's not too high.
It isn't. I would wear it to many occasions.
Yeah.
You can wear it to what? You can wear it as a wedding shoe if you want to.
Like you said, the ones we saw in TK Maxx were a lot higher.
Yeah, they're
like I'm talking like they were heel. So Probably more wearable than those, but yeah, like you say, by the same token, it's not a pair of Birkenstocks.
So anyway, the amount of retail there is just shocking. And the amount we can make back is great also. But if you're looking for yourself, there are so many great brands that you can find in charity shops. You're supporting a great cause, good causes, and you're also decking out your wardrobe, something silly. And then if you're also looking to resell, you're looking for the side hustle, you're looking to make some money, or you're full-on resellers like we are, then there's also really good stuff out there. And you can still pass on the deals to your customers who don't want to pay full retail and are looking for a little slice of the action off.
I was just going to say, you make a really good point. We've had a lot of messages recently, and some comments actually, of people who aren't resellers at all, and kind of watch the channel because we do kind of, I know, we cover more luxury, and or at least try and cover best we can when we find it. I've got to say, something like these for £12, honestly. Like I don't even care if you're big into luxury or designer. What would a pair of shoes cost in Tesco's right now? A brand new pair of shoes. Just think about that. Probably not leather. Probably PU.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I'm saying for £12, they're not. It's not an everyday occurrence. I get it, but you can, like you said, I think the whole kind of sustainability. I know it's a buzzword, but I'm just saying, like, go and shop in some of these places. Like I can't say enough good things about buying from charity shops, no matter what spectrum you're hitting it. I just think it's a good thing.
It's just super sick. Anyway, so is that it? Are you doing this?
What, am I doing this?
Are you doing it?
Am I?
Yeah, well, you're touching it now. Let's do it.
Why was
I thought you were not doing it. I thought you were just left it by the wayside. So this is a Largan Look brand. I thought we'd finished. I'm so sorry. This Largan Look brand. Do you want to pronounce the name?
Oh yeah, no, okay. Not at all. No. Go.
Hideout, like hideout, but German.
It
is I believe it's a German brand. At me if it isn't, but it is extremely Largan Look. And although it is more of an American brand, I thought actually just style itself would sell it. This is the pocket.
Like, this is like a large piece of fabric. I said this on the other video, but like,
I actually might try it on.
Like, I can, and do you know what? It's the only thing I can give you detail wise, which I did show on the video, is that it's kind of the rib there. It's very long. It's a very, very nice fabric.
It's a free size as well, so it's one size fits all, for example, which is very Largan Looky.
Oh, well, the whole theme is very much,
It's 100%.
And there's a pocket here, which I don't think the light's catching, but there you go.
It's 100% merino wool. It's a really fine knit. It's just.
So to the point, it looks like cotton. Yeah.
It's so heavy.
It is.
We paid £10. The comps in America are really strong, about 100 to 150, depending on the item. I think there's like one t-shirt comp in the UK, which is just like a boring t-shirt. So I think I'm gonna go for 100 on it and see if we get any interest.
And this was £10.
I'm actually going to try it on first, and then
it's really cool.
Then we'll list it.
And then the last one.
And then we also picked up some chandeliers.
These need like a little bit of.
They need some love, right? We haven't cleaned these. They come straight from the shop to my shop to the floor of the house. So these are Tri-Bar Palladiums. Tri-Bar sandals were really popular last summer. I bought some Joseph ones. I bought them in leather, which was like the biggest mistake of my life because they're just not comfortable in leather. They're meant to be really overly comfortable sandals.
Yes.
They're hiking sandals. Yeah. Anyway, so these, I say Tri-Bar, but they got like 27 bars on them. Anyway, these retail for about £70, but this brand make really good boots and shoes, etc.
I'll put a picture of the boots, which they're well known for, which you've probably seen already.
Yeah, so they're well worth picking up. We paid £3 for these. They have got a bit of wear. They have been worn, but I think once Austin cleans them, an easy £35 to £40 back. There's no wear on the footbeds. There's no wear actual to the actual sole. It's just
the main thing is that
thing, which you could get replaced if you want to get replaced. Anyway,
but I think for that cost, and once again for what the retail would have cost, the person who originally bought them, I think, just throw them around. It's a bargain.
Yes.
It's a bargain.
So that's our little mini bath haul. I just wanted to show you a couple of brands. We wanted to talk about that Ralph, the Proenza Trout, PREOWNED.
In actual fact, you know what? Yesterday when we did the actual bath video, video, that footage wasn't in there. So I think whether we put
I've got a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, we have. I know I didn't add it. What I'm saying is whether we put it in the beginning or the end, whether you've seen it or you haven't. If you haven't, it'll be at the end and vice versa. We're going to show you anyway, just to prove that we do this.
Yeah, and that's it. A nice little short and sweet. It wasn't being short and sweet. It's been half an hour, but it's a shorter haul than we normally do. That's it. Tomorrow we're back with a sourcing video. We'll probably be going to a car boot at the weekend, I suspect.
And maybe we'll do a chat. Some kind of chatty video.
Maybe we'll do a chatty video. Maybe we'll do our Poshmark video. Maybe we'll do like a Poshmark video / podcasty thing.
Why not?
Why not? Why not? Anyway, that's us. Luxury Pickers. These peoples. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.